And those are the starting lineups. Lots of interesting matchups tonight. Stick around. We'll be right back with more.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Tonight we'll be watching the Utah Jazz playing against the Chicago Bulls. For Chicago, they have been a team on a mission this season. Best record in the NBA. We're getting deep into the schedule now, and
greetings and best wishes for a happy holiday season from all of us at 2K Sports as we get set for this NBA presentation. Kevin Harlan here, joined by our analysts Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke. Plus, reporting from the sidelines, another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. In a moment here to see the standings for the Eastern Conference. And you know, guys, some interesting stories have unfolded here as we move through the middle of the season. You look at Chicago, and not a surprise really to see them sitting there, the #1 spot in the conference. The excellent brand of basketball they've been putting on display lately has been terrific.
And you know, for the Bulls, for me, they've taken the league by storm this season. I felt like they were maybe a year ahead of schedule in terms of being an elite group, but you look at them right now.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Well, the writing was on the wall for the end of the grit and grind era in Memphis. So Mike Conley, the Grizzlies' all-time leader in points, assists, three-pointers, and games played, knew it was time for him to part ways with the organization. In joining Utah, Conley is on a team with a chance to once again compete deep into the playoffs. And Kevin, he's a significant upgrade for the Jazz.
You're right, D.A., a big lift for their offense. And he defends, too. And checking out Utah's opening lineup, Conley runs the point with Mitchell flanking him. Rudy Gobert is out there with Bogdanovic. And it's Ingles in at the small forward. And for Chicago, White and Levine team up in the backcourt. Z out there with Otto Porter Jr. And it's Carter in at the 5. From the middle of the season, Doris, some teams now just beginning to find their stride, their rhythm. How do they now maintain it?
Yeah, I think at this point of the year, you've established your rotation. Players know when they're going to come in, when they might be subbed out. I think it's about sort of finding, keeping, and maintaining that rhythm and execution that should be very, very well ingrained in your guys' habits.
I know you've played this way, but when you know your role, when you know the minutes and the rhythm, as we were just talking about, I think for a player that's huge. Am I correct?
You are. Know your role and star in your role.
White, bounce pass. Porter looking it over. 6 to shoot. White the pass to Porter. Over Ingles. Here's D. Tries again. He takes it up and lays it in. Some news now about Shea. He was named Player of the Month for the first time in his terrific young career. Easy to see why when you look at his numbers.
Man, the way he attacked all month long and led his team to victories can't be ignored. And the NBA got it right in naming Shea Player of the Month. Hard to argue with that decision.
Conley against White. Now the pass to Levine. Pass to D. Utah with the rebound. This their first chance to take a look at the Bulls this season.
Yeah, an interconference matchup, and these are two teams at different ends of the spectrum as far as the talent is concerned.
You can see the kind of confidence Donovan Mitchell has in that handle. His ability to navigate off the dribble drive, nice.
Here's D. Plays it up and banks it in. D's got his second basket.
I tell you what, you better watch out, fellas. He is on fire here today.
Conley dishes to Bogdanovic. And it's out of bounds. The Jazz able to retain possession here. Here's Gobert. Bulls have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Levine, good.
Well, these shots to me are about confidence, and Levine feeling very comfortable on the catch and shoot.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Here's Bogdanovich. Carter pulls it in.
Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
Inside, and 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to go on Bojan Bogdanovich. Chicago shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight.
And 75% on the season as a unit from the free throw line.
I think most people consider Salt Lake City not a big free agent destination. So the Jazz are what they call a pipeline team. And what does that mean? It means they have to draft and develop their talent internally.
Conley against White. Conley kicks to Gobert. Here's Mitchell. It's deflected. Passes it to D for the finish. Flushes it down to finish the break. And not sure if you saw the news, but Shea has once again been named Rookie of the Month. Wow. Rookie of the Month. What a rookie season.
Well, when you win multiple Rookie of the Month awards, you are on the fast track to some hardware at the end of the year. Great season from Shea, and he's earned the recognition he's getting.
The Bulls leading by 6. Down low, Carter. And then Carter with the jam.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
And Greg, you want to continue to build on this lead. Right now, still a little too close for comfort.
And the Jazz say they need a fundamentally sound process to building their roster. Doris, no shortcuts.
Well, there's no question about that, Kevin. This is a group that has to be value-spaced with their free agent acquisitions in a small market. The draft picks have got to be smart. Their teaching and cultivating of that talent and development is absolutely critical.
Jordan Clarkson, he's checked in for the Jazz. They get a hand on it. Stolen by Levine. Here's White. Good work there as it goes.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Conley, the pass to Gobert. The dish to Mitchell. To end the run. It's good. It's his second basket. He's shooting 2 for 4.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell in the mid-range making great use of what the defense is giving him.
To the middle. Here's D, and he banks in the layup. D's got 9.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Conley, the pass to Clarkson. Now, Ingles. To Clarkson, 3-pointer, good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
I'll tell you, tremendous concentration by Jordan Clarkson. This guy is not going to be deterred.
To the paint, here's D, and down it goes. Dunk through off a wonderful assist.
I'll bet even they didn't think the pick would work that well.
No. And they get the major league dunk out of it, too.
And my question is, where was the help? Someone rotate over and challenge.
And no one near Clarkson as he lets it go. No good from outside. Occupying that instant offense role, Doris. Jordan Clarkson able to get his shot anytime.
No doubt, Kevin. He's a little bit of a streaky scorer. The challenge is on the defensive end. That's where he has to really improve if he's going to stay on the floor and impact winning.
Conley dishes to Clarkson. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet. Clarkson's got his second basket of the night.
Well, the one thing about Clarkson, a little bit inconsistent from deep, so that's a welcome sight for his team.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. And over the course of his career, Mike Conley taking on more and more of the leadership mantle.
And he's embraced it, Kevin. And he said letting his hair down was a way of letting go and just being confident in himself.
So here's what Chicago's going with right now. Lauri Markkanen's checked in for Carter. Chandler Hutchison comes in for Otto Porter Jr. Denzel Valentine, he's checked in for Levine. And Zedaransky subbed in for White. Moutier kicks to Clarkson. Loads it up. Niang, no good.
And that was almost one for the highlights. The long distance alley-oop, just a fraction off the mark.
The shot's good from D.
And what a way to start this game, dominating at both ends of the floor.
And give them credit, Greg, for approaching this game with the right energy and intensity. This team has attacked every chance they've gotten.
To the inside. Here's Moutier. Got it. Good job in the low post.
Well, Emmanuel Moutier, that kind of shot will up your field goal percentage, gentlemen.
Here's Satoransky. No points in the game yet for him. Valentine passes to D. Off on the layup.
Boy, that's too easy to miss, but somehow he finds a way to do it.
Here's Clarkson. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so one free throw coming up. Up going with the new group. And the Jazz with possession here. 9-point game. Levine at the 2 with Porter at the 3. D out there with Wendell Carter. And it's White in at the point. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. In the corner, it's Levine. Trying to get open is Carter. Here's D, and he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. And the foul goes against Utah. Bulls shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. Both free throws good from D. We hear this a lot, Doris. The great offense always beats great defense. Think that's true?
I do, Kevin. I think obviously a defender is usually in reactionary mode. It's the rare defender who is dictating to the offensive player what they want to happen. So imagine trying to impact LeBron James as he's playing in the open floor with a head of steam. Like, good luck with that.
Yeah. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Hi, Kevin. Well, D in that last outing against the Bucks was just phenomenal. He scored 46 points and was his usual dominant self on the glass. The stat line was filled, and the whole league is talking about it. We'll see what he does for an encore tonight, Kevin.
Thank you, David. You're right. He was a one-man wrecking crew in that one.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same attitude tonight.
One of the things I like about this guy, he's able to up the intensity whenever needed, and players really feed off his energy.
Here's Bogdanovich. And in a league obsessed with shooting, easy to see why Bojan Bogdanovic has solidified himself as a key player.
I mean, over 40% from long range in recent years, competes defensively. He's a player. And the signing of Bojan Bogdanovic, a great move for the Jazz. With his shooting, more spacing for Gobert and Mitchell to operate, he's capable of creating shots on his own as well. The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
I tell you, you can't get stops if you're unwilling to put in the work.
Gobert dishes to Conley. Off target from outside.
Boy, a really tough quarter for this guy, just struggling to make shots right now.
Pass to D. It drops. That's his 9th field goal of the contest. A blistering hot 9 for 11.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Here's Conley. And no good that time. Good work defensively by Carter.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Well, the basketball IQ on display for Otto Porter makes the right read there.
Here's Mitchell. 23 points for him the last game against Detroit. We've got 1:55 left to play in the first half. Outside, Bogdanovich. Drills it from outside. Bogdanovich has got 5 points in the quarter.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Got to fight over it as a defender.
And, Greg, you know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Really like that work there in the paint. He has really established a low post presence.
Conley kicks to Bogdanovich. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
A moment here to see some stats for Gobert. His last 10 games have been exceptional, averaging about 11 points, 12 rebounds, and not many players possess his kind of ability to protect the rim. I mean, you look at the block total, pretty remarkable.
Well, I love it. Drivers think they see a crease to the lane and go for it, and eventually he shuts the door.
Here's D, and the Bulls tack on 2 more.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
Lobbed up there for Mitchell. And then Mitchell with the dunk.
Guys, how often do you see an alley-oop designed for your guard? Donovan Mitchell defies explanation.
Levine against Mitchell. Gobert with the block. And now here comes Conley leading the break. Finished off the break. Conley's got it back down to within single digits for the Jazz.
Yeah, they've raised their shooting percentage in this quarter, and they're starting to get on track.
Doubled by Bogdanovich. Here's D, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to go on Bojan Bogdanovich. Chicago shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
Markkanen, he's checked in for Chicago. Murray comes in for Porter. Then for the Jazz, Davis is checked in for Bogdanovich. George Niang comes in for Joe Ingles. And it's Moutier in for Mike Conley. Here's Moutier. He's off on that one.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's Murray with the jam.
Now, Zach LaVine is a solid passer. This guy entered the league as a point guard, puts it on the money there.
And here is Mitchell. 1 second left. And so it's the Chicago Bulls. 13 points up at the end of the period. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Coach Quinn Snyder. Quinn, what concerns you most about the first half?
Well, I think the tempo is in their favor right now. They're fast, and they're getting up and down the floor, so they're running out in transition.
Got to beat them to the punch. Thanks very much, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway. With the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. We're seeing tremendous gameplay from D.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
You know, as a coach, you can preach good shot selection, but it's up to the players to execute, and this guy has done just that.
Taking a look at the Jazz. Mitchell is the 2 with Ingles at the 3. Rudy Gobert is out there with Bogdanovich, and it's Conley in at the point guard. Mitchell passes to Conley. Just 5 to shoot. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. Ingles can't get it to go.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Jazz trail by 13. Mitchell outside. And the foul on Wendell Carter. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
Here's Gobert. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Shot clock at 6. Ingles kicks to Mitchell. The shot's good on the assist by Ingles. Mitchell's got the first basket of the second half here for Utah.
Donovan Donovan Mitchell, able to play with both power but also finesse. He's got long arms, big hands. He can do so much on a basketball court.
Here's D, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. It's going to go on Bojan Bogdanovic. And before every game, you see Mitchell working on those skill finishes.
You have to be able to elevate off 1 foot in traffic, something he could not do in college. Now you think about what this guy uses in his toolbox. Floaters, scoop shots, wrong-footed quick releases, and he's absolutely fearless attacking the rim.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, there's not a lot of NBA players who come from Finland. Now there's Lauri Markkanen. Before him, there was Hanno Matala, who was actually Lauri's high school coach. Markkanen is soft-spoken and family-focused, but he says everything starts from basketball. All the decisions I make are based on if it helps me on the basketball court. Kevin?
Terrific attitude. David, thanks. Another miss by Utah.
1 for 5 has got to be a frustrating start, and they just don't look sharp right now. Can they find their offensive game?
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
On the wing, Engel. Light covering. Knocked loose. Down low. It's rebounded by D. D's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. That's in there. Carter with the assist. 34 points for D.
You can see it. Once this guy gets his rhythm, he is so hard to slow down. What an excellent night for him and his team. 4th foul of the night. Now he needs to be smart. Can't reach in and pick up something foolish.
And the Jazz making a change here. Clarkson's checked in. Outside Conley. And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Outside Bradley. 6 on the shot clock. Conley, the pass to Mitchell. Fires from the corner. Offensive rebound.
And he's been a force on the glass all game long.
A lot of it comes down to great fundamentals. Establishing position early, controlling the backboards.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense
Here's Conley. White and Levine team up in the backcourt. Otto Porter Jr. out there with D. And it's Cornette in at the 5 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago.
Well, they're trying to establish their attack down in the paint. And make no mistake, these help their overall confidence.
Outside, White. Back to Levine. D is covered by Bogdanovic. And there's the pass to D. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got his 5th rebound in this one. 13 feet away. That one off the back iron and out.
Not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
With the shot. And it's White missing. Jazz shooting around 36%. They're just not able to finish consistently. Floats one up. Porter pulls it in.
I know he's got to be frustrated right now, but the team is fighting from behind. He's got to stay with it.
Gets the 3-pointer to fall.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it, Greg? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
On the wing, Ingles. Guarded by Levine. Here's Mitchell. The shot's good on the assist by Ingles. Ingles has got 3 assists tonight.
Boy, nothing you can do about that. Mitchell is just simply that good, converting over aggressive defense.
Pass to Levine. Doris, when you look at draft eligibility requirements, it is a very fluid topic with a lot of different ways it could go, a lot of moving parts. Where do you stand?
I'll tell you the truth, Kevin. I'm conflicted about this because I believe there is real value to the college experience. There's high-level coaching across the game at the collegiate level, but I also believe that young men who have talent should be able to, when they are eligible, decide when they want to become professionals. So, listen, I'm sort of in the middle. There are legitimate arguments to be had for both sides. What I hope, regardless, is we get the best players in the league, and that's certainly going to happen whenever it happens.
To the middle, here's D, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
All the officials are all over that one.
The first one falls. Murray's checked in for the Bulls. Both free throws good from D. Doris, in 2004, the Charlotte Bobcats became the NBA's 30th team. When do you think we're going to see another team added, whether it's an expansion or even multiple expansions?
Well, let's go directly to the most important source, and that's Commissioner Adam Silver, who has said that expansion is inevitable, but right now not a huge priority. So, you know, listen, we've heard Seattle is on the short list of cities that wants to get a team, and what a great city, what a great NBA fan base. I hope someday we get back to Seattle.
So much history up there. You're correct. For Chicago, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Murray finds White. D is guarded by Davis. D, and he jams it with authority.
And ever since halftime, they played precision basketball offensively.
I got to believe that's something the coach talked to them about at the halftime. They have valued each possession.
Williams Goss, the pass to O'Neal. Teardrop shot, and the layup is good.
Boy, that's beautiful touch on the floater. And let's remember, not everyone has that shot in their arsenal.
Inside. D is guarded by Davis. Offensive rebound. Hits, count that one from D. D's got 42 in the game.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Williams Goss, the pass to O'Neal. Of course, we know historically the Celtics, the only franchise to ever have a 4 straight championships. Do you think at some point we're going to see another?
I'm not sure there can be in today's NBA, Kevin, and there are a number of different contributing factors. Number one, the salary cap implications that happen. Number two, look at the Golden State Warriors, who were well positioned for a three-peat. And yet, as you know, luck plays a small part in an NBA championship. Luck relative to injuries. You see Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant both get lost in the midst of an NBA Finals. This is it's challenging enough to go back-to-back. Forget about four-peat.
White, good.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
And at this point, it is their game to lose. They've done such a good job building the lead.
Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots. Jazz shooting in this fourth quarter pretty dire at 27%. Now here's Gobert. He's covered closely. Williams Goss misses. Now the Bulls with it. They're on an 18-4 run right now. Here's D. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That free throw good from D. So for the Bulls, Denzel Valentine comes in for Zach LaVine, and Satoransky's subbed in for White. And Utah also making a switch. George Niang, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Here's Niang. Pass to Williams Goss. Doris, you and I are faced with this a lot, voting for the MVP. Great stats versus winning. Where do you stand on that when you vote for the league MVP?
Well, winning could be the definitive line if I have 2 candidates who are close. For instance, for me, this last MVP came down to James Harden and Giannis Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I took it to the last possible moment. And I could have gone in either direction and been comfortable. Ultimately, I went with Giannis, and the deciding factor came down to he led his team to the best record in the league. It was a difficult vote, but ultimately it's one category which helps tilt me in one direction or another.
And I did too, and what also helped me was just the improvement defensively they had made, and I know Antetokounmpo was a very big part of it.
No, it's a great point. He was a two-way force. Boy, what else is new? This guy's accuracy this quarter has been phenomenal.
1:37 left here in the fourth quarter. Niang passes to O'Neal. The Bulls making a switch here. Hutchison's checked in.
Coming onto the floor for your Bulls, Chandler Hutchison.
1:27 left in the game. Trying to get open is Davis. Williams-Goss misses.
And you know, you can't impact a shot that close any better than he did on that possession.
Boy, whether he blocks it or simply alters it, the result is pretty much the same.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Bulls.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so taking a look at their record, a nice milestone they'll be picking up tonight. He wins on the year now.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for D.
Boy, this guy played with some swagger and intensity on the boards tonight, dominating the physical aspect of the game.
Pass to Hutchison. Now here's Valentine. Clock at 6. Cornet kicks to Satoransky. The Bulls keep it alive. D passes to Hutchison, and here is Valentine, guarded by O'Neal. Here's D. Off target. That was a little heat check. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
Could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home, no doubt helped, and the execution was flawless.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Olsen, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. So long and good night, everyone.
Like Charlemagne, I see the light and see the darkest patches. Bury me and I'll be born again.
Hey man, this is Kenny, man. I thought your coach did a great job on the offensive end to get you open. Getting you into a rhythm was important. What was he telling you before the game?
Just to be ready. We knew there might be some opportunities that we could exploit. My teammates worked hard to give me the shots on time, in rhythm. I appreciate the trust they had in me, man. I make the headlines, yeah, because that's a lot of points, but everyone in our family, they do their part.
They did their part, but you do get the headlines, brother.
Hey, Che, your shoe guy and his girlfriend are here, and she's apparently like the president of your fan club, and I guess he's shy now because he wants me to introduce you to her, so here I am.
Yeah, let's do it.
Great, they're inside. Come on in here. Hey, Che.
Yo.
They want you in the press room.
Okay, I'll be in there at 10, all right?
Thanks.
Congrats on your first player of the month, Che.
My man Ted, I appreciate that, brother.
What do you think's been the key to your hot streak?
I'm not too big on these individual awards. To me, we played really well as a team this month, so that's what this is about. If we weren't winning games, I wouldn't be getting this award. So, shouts out to my guys.